Okay, there we go.
Like, damn. Like, okay, well,
I mean, I like the book. I mean, I learned a lot. I mean, my honest takeaway is um, actually just all the Christian stuff that was in here. I know it wasn't a whole lot. I mean, I already knew most of the things that there was a lot of ancient cultures that was covered up. Um, but the biggest thing I actually learned was the religious side of how much the Christian movement was involved in the degradation of the black community.
right. Yeah. Yeah. And then look at it now. I mean,
I know, right?
look
I
at
was
it
just gonna say
now. I
that.
mean, but I
Yep.
can't even have a discussion with my mom without she saying hallelujah and praise Jesus, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just like, and you do your best to explain, you know what I mean? I've done my best. Matter of fact, I've even tried to talk to my grandmother who's in her 90s. And yet again, if I say anything that just doesn't meet her narrative, it's tears. You know, I just have
Mm-hmm.
to literally just walk away. So it's embedded. It's embedded.
But well, listen, slavery was founded
It
in Christianity.
was. It
It was
was.
founded in Christianity.
Hmm. Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
let that sink in. I mean,
Hmm.
oh
Well,
man.
Hmm.
modern day slavery, when the Western world took off. I mean, there were slaves before Christianity,
Mhm.
but like modern day
True.
Christianity
True.
was,
True.
and it was the modern day Christianity is different than past Christianity than past slavery.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the modern slavery was looked down as the slaves were actually like lesser of a people; they weren't even human. Um, versus Rome had slaves, but it was more like a lot of their slaves was like indentured servants.
Hmm.
It wasn't like the Christian slaves where it was like I'm better than you, and so that's why you're a slave.
So let me ask you this: the Romans. I thought the Romans were big on slavery because that was part of their economy. So it wasn't
Yeah,
indigenous.
yeah, but it wasn't
Oh,
based
go
on
ahead.
religion though,
Oh, right, 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 right. True. Yeah.
and so
Yeah,
like
they
it
did.
wasn't. Yeah,
No, go
and
ahead.
they
Go ahead.
had
Go ahead.
also a lot of indentured servants to where like even some gladiators would volunteer to be a
Right.
gladiator to get paid, right? And that would they
Right.
would be a volunteer slave.
Right. 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 And that's like even the Nile Valley. When you look into the Kemet and all that, you'll realize that they were indigenous servants also because it was even to a point where, you know, it say this, somebody say there's a contractor doing some work for a particular, pharaoh, he passes away. Well, his family's indebted. And so they might have to be enslaved, but then they can marry into the family also too and become part of that family. So say that, father dies, there's a daughter there, daughter's slave for 3 years to pay her debt, and then she might marry the son of the pharaoh, and then now she's part of the royalty. So I wanted to look into that to be for sure about that because some people say that even historians will, Egypt was built or the pyramids were built on enslaving people, but again, it was more indigent servants, and the people volunteered as well to do this because they considered it something honorable to do, to be a part of. So
No, you're dead on because the Pharaoh was considered godlike, so
hmm
they did it out of servitude. It wasn't because it was demanded. Not that they were whipped and
right,
beat. They did it because they were serving their God, and and also too when you know the Africans, the tribals, and they would have their skirmishes and their wars, and so when they would collect, whoever won would collect the rest of the tribe and bring it back. So yeah, they were slaves, but not in the sense to where they were beaten to what you were just saying. So they were part of the tribe, and then after so long, they were integrated into the tribe. They married,
hmm
they intermarried and things like that, and so it wasn't that type like it was considered, modern slavery, which is said to be the most brutal of them all.
right,
That's
Yeah, I mean
how
they had value.
the Africans were treated.
yeah,
They still
Absolutely,
valued them.
yeah,
absolutely. They were still treated as a human being with dignity and
right,
things like that. They weren't
right,
degraded, and as you say, you're not a person. You're lower than
Cargo.
you're lower than the dog that walks. Right.
yeah. Yeah. And I believe that anybody that, I believe pretty much, I mean, 85% of the people of this world are indigent servants. Or I would say, excuse me, what am I trying to say? They are not indigent servants, but they are their tribe was conquered, so they have been enslaved too, in a sense, but we've taken the Roman or the Western world's ideology, going back to the Roman the Celtics, you know, themselves. They only thing that's even stately or hardly written about the Celtics was written by Romans. They have a hard time finding anything on the Celtics. Now they do have stones and things like that with some, pictographs, but they've even had a hard time to identify that because there is no answer key left behind, and every story of the Celtics was due to the Romans. So what my whole point is that everybody was once enslaved or conquered and enslaved and then taught a new ideology. Even in the Western world to this day, people will stand on, when people use the word black and white or whatever and create this division, well, when white people use it, I mean, they have been enslaved by the very people that we have been enslaved by. You see what I'm saying? And yet again, and instead of fighting each other and separating ourselves, calling one a black or Asian or black, we should be coming together because history and knowledge itself brings us together. It brings us together, and it's just a sad case of walking around this world and knowing that Africa was a foundation, and people look at one another in disgust because of the lack of pigment or for the potency of having too much pigment. It's just ridiculous to read this and understand how people are really thinking these days. It's just a sad case, but that's why we're doing this. Is to put this information out here and let everyone know we are kings, we are queens, we are gods, we are powerful people, and we are powerful individually, and we are powerful, even more powerful, unified.
Good stuff,
Sure are,
King.
bro, man.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Hey, oh man, I forgot to mention too. So we're on tomorrow night for book open mic night tomorrow.
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Yes, sir.
what today's Monday. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tomorrow night. Let's rock and roll, man. Love this stuff. Absolutely love it. It was
Yes.
good, gentlemen.
Yes.
Really,
All right,
really, really,
brothers.
really good.
Okay.
So
I'm looking forward.
y'all got the next book, right?
Yes. What's the kingdoms?
No,
yeah,
we'll
which one is it?
Ancient.
Okay, captivating history one. Gotcha.
Yeah, we'll do this one next.
So that actually, that book right there you're holding is part of a very large series.
Is it?
Yep. So that's, if you look at the bottom, it's called Captivating History. That's a company, and that company they create series, and that book you're holding is part of their African series. When I looked it up, and that's like kind of like a broad spectrum of the series, but the series goes into each kingdom separately.
That's interesting.
Send me that because
And
that would be good.
No, just look up Captivating History.
Yeah, I will, man. Yeah, I will look at
And
that.
it's their own company, and that's why the book is so small, because it's part of a series.
And they go into each kingdom separately, like the Mali Empire and the Songhai. Yeah.
I haven't read any of their material.
No.
But okay, so that's the next one. Right on.
Yeah, put that, Robert. If you look that up, man, put that in the group chat. I'm gonna look at that too.
Yeah, we'll do.
Are you gonna pull the 5 questions tomorrow, or do you want to just kind of?
No. So we'll do. I'll pull them.
Oh, we still record. My fault, man.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Well, I'll pull them and see if Corey can put them in. If Corey can put them in the thing for us, and he can go in and do that, and then we'll get on and we'll rock and roll this thing. No, because I think that's good, and that's a great point to go ahead and put them on so we can so people can see the questions as well, and maybe interact with that as we move along. But yes, so we still have, I don't know, we probably got about 15, 20 questions here still, maybe 20.
Okay. Also, too, I wanted to tell you. So when he put the questions in, I believe because Bad Set was on it live, she couldn't see the questions because he should have put him in the live chat on YouTube. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So he put it in the chat for us, which was good because I thought that was your point, really for us to see it. But yeah, he put it in Riverside. But if you want everybody else to see it, he's gonna have to go to live because I run my laptop with us talking, and I run our live on my phone right next to me. And so you have to he would need to put it into the live in order for everybody else to see it outside of us, or he can
Oh,
just put it in the Riverside,
okay.
or just put it in the group text for us, and then when he jumps on, he could put it in the YouTube live, and then everybody else has an understanding what the questions are.
Yeah. Yeah. I tell you what, that's a good idea. So I'll give him a call tomorrow and see if he can do that.
Okay.
That's a great
Okay.
point too. I didn't realize that as well either. So yes, definitely
Yeah,
on
Beth
YouTube.
said she couldn't
Everybody
see
can
him.
see that.
Yeah, she said she couldn't see him, but
Okay.
she did see some of, like, I think when Nick was questioning us and we were responding back, she could see that on the live chat. But when we were talking amongst each other or had the 5 questions in there, she couldn't see those or see that.
Yeah. Mhm.
Hmm. Ah.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's a valid point, Chris. I was going to ask y'all because I got some for you too, Robert. Go ahead. Mhm. Yeah. Um, so let me ask y'all: when I'm doing my discussion, does it look like I'm reading something? Okay. Okay. That's what I mean. That's kind of what I want.
Yeah. Well, I know it does for me, but I hear you because it's like I try to think, what can I do to where it's like, for I don't want to be looking up, but I know to the side because it's so. Unless I can put it right on the screen, but that's hard to do
Yes, do that.
without.
Email it to yourself. That's what I do, Robert. I was going to tell you. I email it to myself and I click off of Riverside. So I have 2 tabs open. I have my Riverside tab and then I go to my email. But y'all don't know that. I can't see you because I'm in my email,
Right,
but
right.
as long as I know I can look at the camera. So I try to read and look up, like being like political. You know how the motherfuckers be reading teleprompters and all that shit. Some of them you can tell they're doing it, some of you can you can't really tell they are. You know what I mean? So I was until you put your notes and go to and send it to your email. And then go to your email when you're on Riverside and you're still looking at us, but then, just read it and then look up, read it. I try to memorize my stuff. I try to read it like 15 minutes prior to us getting online several times. So when I'm reading it or, when I'm talking it doesn't really sound like I'm reading it. I want people to think that I'm like memorizing it or I just know the facts.
Okay.
You feel
I
what I'm
would think
saying?
so. When I was doing that,
Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
so, so tonight,
I can't tell Chris is reading anything.
right? Me either.
The way his computer's angled and down, I can't tell. So it actually looks like he's just talking. You know what I mean? You're not actually reading anything. So I was gonna tell you, Robert, to email it to yourself or get the 2 screens, and then you're looking directly at us, but we can't tell you're reading. You know what I mean? But if you look to the side, we can tell you're reading.
Okay. So is that really, does it look really, really bad when I look to the side?
It don't look bad. It doesn't look bad, but if it looked like you were just knew it off the top of your head, I would imagine that would look better. So I would just try either way and see how you feel comfortable.
I'm gonna do
You
it.
know,
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
yeah, try it and see. Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. No, I would do that. I had I had 9 pages tonight, man, and so
I know you did. I know you did.
it was. Listen, that was a lot of information on that thing. So I would definitely do that. I would do that for the whole thing because I was always wondering. Cause I was thinking about getting one of those stands to where like you just flip the pages. But I was like, well, shit, I'm still gonna be looking to the side, but I'm definitely gonna email everything, so that way I'm just looking when I talk, and I can always switch back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
That'd
Yeah.
be better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right, Kings.
All right,
Tomorrow night.
Kings.
Tomorrow night.
We'll see you
I'll
then.
talk before we get the questions together. But hey, man, love y'all. Great fellowship. I'll get that stuff out there. Hey,
Okay.
rest of you this evening, Kings.
All right. Oh, what's up?
For open mic
Uh-huh.
night. I can do it. I think I can do it.
Yeah. I can do 8:45.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
we can
I
do it
can.
for.
He is early riser. I mean, yeah, he's trying to go to bed. He's trying to get some nookie. Then he's trying
Yeah,
to
he's just 20. He's 20.
bed. Hey, you hear what he said? You trying to get some 30-minute nookie before you go to bed. I understand what's going on, bro.
All right, King. Yeah, we'll do
All right, bro.
8:45. I put it in the text, Kings. Love y'all. Peace.